T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's going on, you lovely people? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, man, Tuesday Night Live in effect. Tuesday Night Live in effect. Listen, when I come round, all I ask you to do is a couple of things. Like and subscribe. Yeah? Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, okay? If you have subscribed, comment and share and hit that notification button. You will be, trust me, you will be notified when I go live. I've had a few itches at the day with some people saying that they ain't got the notification, but more time you should get it still, you know what I mean? Don't make me have to run up on YouTube, man, then. You know what I mean? Say, look, what's going on? You know what I mean? But yeah, so we're here Tuesday Night Live. We're going to chop up things about Liverpool and I'm also going to chop up things about Chelsea. I got my main brethren in the building. It's a good brethren of mine. Trust me, it's a good brethren of mine. Chelsea OG, what's going on, big man?
Big up, man. This is a mad one, bro. I've been on so many streams and spaces. Too much is happening. I don't know. I just don't know what's true and what's not. You know what I'm saying?
One of them, wasn't it?
Right on, man.
I've got my good Irish brethren in the building as well. Kieran, what's happening, lad?
Yo, big up, boys. Big up, boys.
Big up, man.
Yeah.
I wish I had the same as OG there, where I didn't know what was happening, but I do know what's
I
happening.
know with it.
Fuck's sake, man. But we move anyway, don't we?
You know. Okay. We move, man. We do our thing, man. That's all we can do. Keep it level, says Rods. Big up. Keep it level. Big up yourself. And he also puts a thumbs up as well. Big up yourself. Egyptian King, the legend Egyptian King. I'm depressed with the club. I can't lie. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We are gonna get into that. Hi everyone that's coming from Redbird. Big up yourself, Redbird.
Big up, man.
Egyptian King says, I get this donkey's teeth German malnourished pigeon pep and these FSG holes out of my club. Boy, man's just feeling it there. Man's just feeling it there. Trust me, man's feeling it, man.
I like Klopp, man. I like Klopp still, man.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? I'll tell you what, we're going to start off the show. We're going to start off the show because nothing much is going on with Liverpool at the moment. We'll get back to Liverpool. We'll start off with Chelsea. Yo, you man did a mad thing, yeah, in the in the summer transfer window. You lot did a mad thing when Todd Boehly come in and started spending some money, dog. Yeah. You also done a mad thing again. A mad thing again, blood. Right? With this Enzo Fernandez, and there's apparently you want to sign Moses Caicedo as well. You want to sign him. Yo, big man team. What's going on with
players as well, man. We're selling brothers as well. We're loaning them out. A lot's happening. I do feel like we're ruining the future of football for you, man. When you man become rich, like no more 6, 7 year contracts. You know them when you only get 5 years. You know, I feel like we're changing things, and I'm not sure because you guys in United are meant to be, sold by the summer, right? Meant to be brought up.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, so I don't know if you could do the mad deals that we're doing because we forced UEFA's hand. Even what we're doing today, we're getting a loan from a bank to pay Benfica the full amount, so that technically that's not Chelsea, the club, paying it in one go. We're doing these mad ones, and I just know that UEFA and FIFA and the powers that be will start changing the rules. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we get Enzo done, and then they can change the rules after that.
Because I think what they're talking about, apparently the medical's been done. Yeah,
Yeah,
the medical's done for Enzo, but what isn't they is that they cannot agree on the fee for Enzo. Basically, and they sort of like Benfica want all the money up front, literally all the money up front. So now Benfica and then they don't have to sell. They do not have to sell. They can just obviously keep the player, but they want all the money up front. And I think what it is, if Chelsea does pay that money, all that money up front, they will breach the FFP. They will breach it. So what they're trying to do, and
yeah,
they're trying to structure a payment, and then that's not going to obviously breach sort of like the FFP, right? But what it is with Benfica now, Benfica's like saying, no, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. We want money. Yeah, that's to say that we want money up front. Do you know what I mean? I think that's where you get the stumbling block, really, of like, well, can a negotiation be give to sort of Benfica and say, well, look, put it this way, can you meet in that common ground? Do you reckon you can?
I didn't even know that we could like get another company to pay some of it off, and then we pay them later on. I was like, is that even allowed? But Todd B and his gang, they keep finding loopholes or whatever, man. It seems. So it seems like we'll try to get this company to pay 80 mil, and we pay 40 mil into the Benfica's account, and then they got to pay River Plate or Bocas Junior. I think both of them. It's a bit of a mad one, to be honest. But from what I'm hearing, it's gonna happen. Like they got the plane meant to be leaving in like 15 minutes from now. Bro, these tactics we keep doing, I swear down, even I'm shocked that UEFA didn't think ahead. I'm like, how do these governing bodies not think ahead? But I reckon we're gonna give it to them all in one. They're gonna pay the little clubs like River Plate and all that. They're gonna pay the tax, and Rui Costa is gonna become an enemy to Chelsea forever, man. That guy's a prick, fam.
What's he done?
He's the guy that's not giving the green light. He's the president of Benfica, man. Remember the former football player, Rui Costa? You remember him? Portugal, AC
Yeah.
Milan. He's a prick, fam. Like this brother's making it hard for us, man. Just because they beat them in the Europa Cup finals a couple of years back. Swear down, bro. I can't wait to get Benfica. I hope we sign Enzo and then we get Benfica in the next round of the Champions League. Like, oh, that would make my day.
But the thing is about speaking from a Liverpool point of view, yeah. I don't think, and in the day, there'll be players about, and in the day when we're ready to sign, when we're ready to like go and splash that cash, there ain't gonna be no players about because obviously in the day, sort of like you're going on with a mad team, you know what I mean? Fucking Man United went on a little mad thing in summer.
Yeah, but you're gonna
And
have the money, though. You're gonna have the money.
yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that what I'm trying to say, even with that, no, I'm not too sure. I'll put it this way, I believe it when I see it. You feel me, right? But like my argument is at the day is like say if man like Chelsea at the day start buying up these players and that player, can you remember you got to think Amrabat might be going to Barcelona. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You understand what I'm saying? So what you're gonna find out at the end of the day, the only players that probably be available is Moses Caicedo and then they, right? If you don't get him this window, Moses Caicedo and Jude Bellingham. That you know what I mean, Jude Bellingham, that's always gonna be available. Do you know what I mean? Now Cancelo's gone to Bayern Munich on loan with the option to buy. You know what I mean? So what is it like in summer and day, right? Man City's gonna look to be shopping again. Do you know what I mean? You understand me? So like really and truly and we could get blown out the water again. You know what I mean?
I
Man
thought he was
United
going to
at
get
the day.
that Gordon you. Yeah, then Newcastle took him. I was like, rah.
Nah, we weren't looking at him. You
I
lot
thought
was looking at him.
this bro lives in Liverpool. He's already there. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we wasn't
But
looking. We wasn't
everyone's gone,
looking.
man. Everyone's going.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. I think you lot was looking at him when
Yeah,
Tuchel
yeah,
was here. Innit?
yeah.
You
That
was
was
looking at him, but I just don't understand at the end of the day. So another thing as well, like they're gonna put these rules in, and I think that why are you putting them in now? Why are you gonna put them in at the day if like Man United and fucking Liverpool get brought out? Why would you put it in then? Why are you putting it in now? Do you know what I mean? That's just another sort of like double whammy. Do you know what I mean? You know, I don't know what you think about it, Kieran. What do you think?
I think that Chelsea need to be willing to do business with us, mate. Because if we're looking to sign any players, we're going to have to fucking go to Chelsea, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? Because,
man, if Mason Mount flops, you could have him.
yeah, man. Listen, anything better than nothing at the moment. To be fair, like you know what I mean. So, nah, I don't know, bro. Fair play to you. Do you know what I mean? All on our side, I'm sure Rog will agree. I wish our owners were as ambitious as yours. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's coming and done. He's coming and done a madness. Really,
They're
truly.
coming. They're coming. I'm so sure you guys will get brought up. I'm so sure.
Well, you know what, isn't it? We'll soon find out next month and the thing, because you can never tell at the end of the day with sort of with their man there. You know what I mean? They say one thing and they think that right, and then it's the other. Do you know what I mean? Hold on, let me just take this one off.
Fabinho, you know.
They say one thing at the end of the day, it's the other, because really and truly, how they cannot see at the end of the day the state of our midfield. You know what I mean? You know, I can't see it. But where's all this money coming from, brother? With Chelsea, where's all this money coming from? Because like
Bro,
got brought out.
that Clear Lake, that company Clear Lake, they just throw money to Bowley.
Fucking hell. They're throwing bare money, blood.
Yeah,
What are you saying?
I can't believe it. Even I can't believe it, to be honest. I'm like, because we don't have a crazy owner. Like, we don't have a rich Saudi or rich Qatari. We just have like a bunch of billionaires that don't like losing money. So I was like, how are these guys playing risky ball with their money? We'll see, man.
So what are you saying at the end of the day? It's not freaking it's not actually Todd Bowley putting the money in.
No, it's not even all Todd B's money. It's like he's getting most of it from the investment capital. Probably telling them in the group chats and the group meetings, like, I will make your money back 5-fold in 5 years' time. We're gonna become the biggest club in revenue share in all the US of A. You know them speeches.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys get the Qatari guys, there's no talking. Like, whatever you want, here you go. Halas. Here you go, Habibi. It's done. So you guys are in a good position, man. Next season, I think you're gonna do things from.
I don't know. Deadline day, more like deadbeat. Fucking hell. That's red flag. What's it? Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. 1 second.
Let me read this one. Yeah. Chelsea
on,
are pimping like it ain't no thing. We're just twerking for some beef jerky. What are you joking around?
No, he's a joking.
Doing it too much, bro. So I reckon you guys will get a loan, like a loan that no one's heard of, like a nobody.
No, fuck that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Chelsea with the art of war tactics. Raw.
Is that Gomez? Yeah, is that Gomez's picture?
Yeah, you see that? That's fuckery.
What that Japanese brother done to him, bro? Mitsumoto, or whatever. I was laughing. I've seen bare memes.
I know. Fucking dealt with him, blood. EK says, Benfica sold us Uruguay and Andy Cowell and done us out of 65 mil. Fucking hell, blood. We have a defender in Gomez who's was auditioning for Pornhub, for fuck's sake. Fucking hell. Judo said, King, yep, call him Cardi G.
Cardi G, you know.
Fuck, Egyptian King says, Trudon just need a thong hugging up that crack.
You might as well taking the piss.
They were like brutal. Fabio running about. Fabio running about Liverpool like an unloved Charlie Bucket. You know?
Well, Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka looking for the golden ticket. Raw. Egyptian that was laughing. Hey, Baz is in the building. Baz in the building.
Big up,
Big
man.
up, Jed. Hey,
Oh,
Baz,
big up.
if you want the link let me know, and I'll put the link in the chat still, and you can come in, man. And
Baz
know
a
what I mean?
legend, bro, innit?
Huh?
Legend, bro.
Baz is an absolute legend.
Proper.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get. I don't know if he's in hospital still, but like, if you're not in hospital, then you come out. I'll put the link in, man. If you want to come in, still, man.
Get well, man.
Legend, man. Baz. Yeah, man. Red Bird said, "Big up, Baz." Big up, Red Bird. That's coming from Baz. Let me see this one there. So, Baz says, "Big up, OG." Molly says, "Always next year we're fucked."
Yeah, but next year you get money at least.
Yeah, well, to do what with? Big up. Big up Kieran and Rods. Yeah, bless up, G.
Big up, man.
Big up, man. Get well,
Baz
brother,
says, smash the likes or Rods gets his tits out, you dickhead.
man. You joker. Man. I beg to get well soon, Baz, man.
Yeah, get well soon, Baz, man. Get well soon,
man.
family. Yeah, man. Sending
But
we're sending
that's
some
COVID shit there.
Yeah, man. We're sending some blessings out to you, man. Get well soon, man. I want you
Inshallah.
to make a speedy recovery so you can get back on my show and stuff, man. So get well, my brother. Get well, man. You know what I mean? Just get King Kenny in midfield. That man is younger than Milner.
Jeez, man. I was like, why is it not Kenny Dalglish? Like,
That's brutal, man. That is brutal. Yeah, Kenny Dalglish about 80, you know. Chelsea OVG, do you
I
think
do.
you will win the title in the next 3 years? Talk to me, OG. Talk to me.
I give it. You know what? If we get Enzo, then that's it. Like, there's not much. Like, what? Who else are we gonna buy? Like, we'll just focus on a striker basically next season. Like, that's about it. And I could see us winning the title next 3 years. That sounds right. Because if we got 3 years to tinker with the striker, sooner or later we're gonna buy a good one. For every one good striker Chelsea has, and like Costa, Drogba, we have 5 shit ones. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
sooner or later we're gonna hit it. We're gonna get a good one soon. I'm sure. I hope.
What are you winning this year, bro?
Bruv, no, none of us are winning nothing. Like, none of us are winning nothing this year. I think Chelsea might, if we're lucky, go to the finals. Istanbul. Well, Istanbul, we're not doing a Liverpool 2005. You know, them ones. If we go Istanbul finals, I'll pay that ticket. I'll go there. Don't cost me $1,000. But I don't think we're gonna win it. I just think we'll get there if we're lucky.
Oh man,
Get well, guys. Get well. What are you winning? How about that? You're still in every competition. You're out there FA Cup. Oh shit, yeah.
You know what? I'll put on to Kieran, man. Kieran, what are you saying?
What are we winning this year?
Yeah.
I think we have a good. I do think that we will. I think
we'll
win the FA Cup. Well, I think we'll win the FA Cup, bro.
You're out the FA Cup, no?
No, FA, the football cup, that is. Not gonna win a fucking thing, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. Mate, like, do you see that Real Madrid game as well, boys? Like, you know what I mean? Like, some of our fans are hopeful of that game as well, but I don't know. I might have to reconsider watching that one after what I seen the other day, though. Jesus.
But if you do win those games, if you beat Real Madrid, your fan base is gonna go mad.
Yeah, but if we beat Real Madrid, though, right? We just have to play another fucking tough team in another 2-legged tie. Do you know what I mean? And we're just not we're just not up to it at the moment.
Yeah,
Who's saying that?
Huh?
Oh yeah, you. I thought I heard somebody else's voice to Ross Clark. I was gonna say, this Baz saying, yeah, appreciate it, guys. We'll be here for a while. The can't breathe without oxygen. Wow. What? Shit, man.
Like how? Walk on, like.
Man. Shit, man. Yeah, I might have to go to Leeds. I might have to go up there and go see him still. You know, I might have to go
My
and see
job to
him
pray
still,
for you,
man.
man.
Yeah, man, for real, man. Real talk, man. Real talk.
Oh,
Big up
boys.
Redbird. That's come from Baz. Uh, LFC get well soon, bro. Sending blessings. That's come from the Egyptian King. I think we're all sending blessings, man. All the fan
Oh,
Yeah,
base at the
yeah,
end of the day.
absolutely.
All the fan base at the end of the day. Any shows that I go on and everything that right, I'm gonna make them send blessings to Baz. You know what I mean? Any shows I go on,
bless
you
you
know what
as
I
well,
mean?
man.
Nah, man, because boy, it's not good. Respect, Jason King, boy. Do you know what though? Right, I think it might be a 2005 season. Remember how we doing in 2005?
Oh, it's Istanbul again as well.
Yeah, we have got Trent running about that pitch looking like Jaden
Yeah.
stop that from the pursuit of happiness, you know. No, you know what I mean? I think you know what it is. If you beat Real Madrid, right? Do you reckon at the day, right, Kieran? Right? If you beat Real Madrid, do you reckon it could be sort of a fucking 2005 settings again? Do
No,
you reckon?
definitely not. No, no chance. No chance.
Why? There's some easy teams left in there. We got like Benfica, and who else? We got some other like Frank. We got some easy teams in there. Some funny teams.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, how far would you expect them to go? Do you know what I mean? Like, the chances are, if you beat a Real Madrid, you're going to be playing a PSG or a Bayern Munich or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And they're all two legged ties.
Yeah,
You can't even get
yeah,
lucky, bro. You have to do over 2 legs.
Yeah,
yeah. You're right. You know.
it's looking peak, but like,
But I will
what?
say though, to be fair, in Europe, even this season, I know we got hammered by Napoli, like, but we have actually done okay. But I don't know, it's a stretch, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Forgot about
But
Napoli. They're actually good.
do you think what I'm saying at the day? It could be a 2005 setting because what's going to happen in the day, right? Some of these players like your Jota, Firmino, Van Dijk, and so the injury list at the day gets thinner, and these players come back, and they may feel, look, at the end of the day, right? We're at the League Cup, yeah, we're at the
Yeah.
FA Cup, we're at the league and everything. Fuck it, let's just go for this. Let's put everything into the
That's what I
Champions
said.
League.
That's what I said to John the other day, Rose. I was saying that because obviously, as we get deeper into our competition, more of our players are going to be coming back. You know what I mean? Like Diaz, Jota, Van Dijk, all that there. But mate, the only thing with that is you've got other players replacing him. Like there's Kanate, he's dropped again. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, he's
yes,
up for 3 weeks.
yeah, players are coming back, but it's not like it's not like we ever really have a full squad, is it? Because one comes in and one drops out.
Do you think, at the end of the day, right, it's fair to say, Kieran, that Klopp is actually done all he can, and it's probably time to move on?
All I want is Jurgen Klopp to be backed. That's all I want to see. Do you know what I mean? I think he deserves it. I think he's earned that. To be fair, like I really do. I'm not even being sentimental, mate. If I had a problem with Klopp, I would be the first person to call it out. But I genuinely think, mate, like even this season, like even in the big games and that, I think he's out tactics some of the best managers. Obviously, he's made mistakes and that, but I don't know, bro. I'm just looking at him and I'm thinking, see, Klopp's stubborn, and he's always going to play a style of football. But if you don't have the players and you're not getting back, I just don't really see it working.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Klopp and everything that much, which I don't sort of like understand, is he's got the players at the end of the day to play a certain system, but he doesn't do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? He doesn't do it. Like he's got the players at the end of the day to play a system of 4-2-3-1. You know what I mean? If I just run through it quick, yeah, you play Alisson in goal, right? Yeah, and then then what you do in the day, you got Robertson. It's gonna be like I don't really want fucking Gomez as centre back, you know. Yes, say Matip and fucking Nat Phillips, yeah. You're Matip and Nat Phillips at the back. Right back, you're obviously gonna have Trent, yeah. The two in midfield, you could have Thiago and Bresciac, yeah, playing a double pivot, yeah. That's your midfield sorted out, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Up front, you have Cody Gap on the left, Salah on the right. You have Elliot Payne as a 10. Excuse me. Then you got like Darwin Nunes as a striker. That's your system. That's your personnel. Yeah, and that's a personnel and the formation that can win.
But
win
Rods but we all know though, don't we? Like Jurgen Klopp, he's a 4-3-3 fucking gegen pressing slash counter pressing team. He's just not really going to do that. I see where you're coming from, but he's never really shown that he's gonna budge, mate. I think he's just gonna keep playing this way to the end. Now, whether that's a good thing or clearly a bad thing, like. But when we have the players, though, it has worked, but we don't. So
yeah, but isn't that sort of like isn't that being Klopp and they, as you said, being stubborn? Yeah. And do we really need? Right, but do we really need a stubborn manager? Do we really need a manager and that's not going to look at reason? That's going to keep on doing the dead things that he's doing and pushing us more down the table. Do we need a manager?
But listen though, you guys should let him spend all that money, whatever, like that 300-400 mil. You should let him spend that money in summer. Then you should judge him. A bit like what we done with Tuchel. We let Tuchel go mad. We let him go ham. He spent hella money, and then after that, the new owner is like, you know what, I'm not feeling it. But I think you should just let him either hang himself or prove himself, because if the new owners, the new management are like, yeah, you got to spend a minimum 300 mil, and then that will force him to buy, banging players. His profile hasn't been wrong in the past.
Yeah, I absolutely.
No, when he bought Luis, last January, I was like, this Liverpool team looks like it could carry on for a long time now. But obviously, I was wrong, but I still think you should let him give him all that money, let him hang himself, and then if he flops, then you bring the new guy in, and then you spend more money again. Basically, similar to what Chelsea's been doing. And you guys are so far from your FFP, you guys could go ham. You guys could spend like crazy.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, why I don't trust Klopp at the end of the day, right? Is obviously when you get new
you're Klopp out basically.
I'll come back to you on that one. Yeah, check this down, right? Is this if you've got the personnel at the end of the day, yeah, to play a Pacific formation and to win games with that Pacific formation, yeah, because the players, you've got the players in the day, right, and we can see it, right. If you got that, but you don't do that, and you persist in playing a formation that's not working for you, a formation that everybody's worked out, yeah, right. Why would I trust you with money? Why would I trust you to get players? Do you understand what I'm saying, Kieran?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I understand exactly what you're saying, bro, 100%. But the only thing I would say, though, is at the end of the day, but if we got another manager in right now, with these crop of players that we're stuck with, really, anyway, regardless, would you trust anyone else to get us any higher? Like, DC is getting top 4 regardless.
Yes, Uncle Albert, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing well, bro.
Big up, Albert.
Big up. How you doing?
Now, the thing is about it, Kieran. I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is that right. It's like me now, yeah. I send you to the shop and think that right, and I say to you at the end of the day, get a whole chicken for me. Buy me a whole chicken, a large one, yeah, from the supermarket, and I'll bring back and cook some food, yeah. And every time at the end of the day, sort of like I say you to do that, you bring back you have to bring back a joint of pork, a joint of beef, duck. You bring everything back, but what I sent you out to buy, yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm not really gonna trust you again at the end of the day. After it's been about 10 times, I'm not gonna trust you again to go out and buy me some chicken, yeah. I'm gonna sort of like I'm literally at the end of the day gonna say, well, look, you know what? I'll do it myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it is with Klopp. I think I'm saying with Klopp in the day, he has got the personnel at the end of the day to play a Pacific formation that would work for him. but he doesn't do it.
I
He
think it
doesn't do
would
it.
work. I think it would work more. I think it would work obviously more than what we've seen at the minute, absolutely. But even at that though, even if we did change formation, do we get into the top 4? I'm not so sure, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's really our only aim at the moment, isn't it? Would you back us to get in the top 4 rows with that team?
Yeah. If he plays the right formation.
You would you? Yeah.
Yeah, no, if he plays the right formation and he gets
Yeah. If he plays the right formation, do you think we could get into the top 4?
I think we can, yeah.
I don't disagree, but it would be, even at that, it's a stretch, though. Do you know what I mean? That's the only thing, mate. Like, for me, mate, yeah. No, but your analogy about the chicken, though, to be fair, right, Klopp has brought the chicken home a couple of times, but
yeah, but I think in that way, and that, do you think at the day, as Liverpool fans here, because he's brought the chicken home a couple of times, he's given us some good nights. He has given us good nights, and I think that, right? Nobody can deny that. Do you think at the day, because of that, right? Because those good nights he's given us, I mean, I can name one. Barcelona was probably the best ever Champions League game I would ever watch, and the best Champions League game anybody will watch. Yeah,
yeah.
But do we think because of that, and we're getting sentimental with Klopp?
Not just yet, mate. No, I do see what you're saying, though. There is a risk of that happening because obviously Arsenal done it with Wenger and stuff, but I just don't think we're at that stage yet, though, because he's got plenty of fight left in him, from what I can see. Anyway, I don't know what you think, but he's still got that fire in him, hasn't he? He'll still rough a man up in the background. I don't think he's as nice and sentimental as people might think. Like, remember, this is the same guy that was going to fight James Milner in the dressing room, according to Clavan. Do you know what I mean? So, mate, if that's sentimental, then fuck. Do you know what I mean?
I must admit, I want miss me out with that one. I'm not having with fucking Milner, man. Do you know what I mean? Good evening to Glasgow Red, John. How you doing, sir?
Big up, guys. Hope you're all well.
Cheating bastard.
You cheating fucking bastard, you.
I don't know what you think. Do you think at the day we're getting too sentimental with Klopp, John?
Are we getting too sentimental with Jurgen Klopp?
Yeah, do you reckon as fans?
I don't think we're getting sentimental. Yes, we give him credit for what he's achieved this football club. Of course we do. He's won the Premier League. He's won every title that he can win. So he deserves credit for that. Is that being sentimental? I don't think it is.
Right. Okay.
So I don't understand where it's coming from. We're being sentimental. If Jurgen Klopp wasn't the guy and the fans felt as if he wasn't the guy, then the fans aren't stupid. The fans would demand Jurgen Klopp to get out of the football club. Jurgen Klopp isn't stupid. Jurgen Klopp would actually leave the football club himself. Then Jurgen Klopp joined this football club. He said, "It's not important what people think of me when I join the football club. It's much more important what people think of me when I leave the football club."
Yeah.
So he doesn't care about his legacy. He cares about what the fans think, and if he feels the fans don't believe in him anymore, then he would happily walk away.
Okay. Uncle Albert.
Remember as well, Rog, he walked away from Dortmund as well on his own terms.
Exactly.
Yeah. Uncle Albert.
Yeah.
Good evening to you. Good evening to you.
Sir.
Do you think we are getting too sentimental as fans when it comes to Klopp? Do you think that, or do you not?
I think sentimental is nice. You're kind of getting the nice attitude. I don't want to use the real word I want to use, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
How come it's always FSG and Pep Linders when things are going bad?
Yeah.
And FSG and Pep Linders don't get any credit for all the good things that have happened. FSG employed Klopp. FSG actually sacked the biggest Liverpool legend ever, and that was Kenny Dalglish. They sacked him, and somehow along the line, Klopp came. So how come FSG are never given the credit that they deserve if we are sharing credit? But hey, let it not be construed that I'm an FSG in man. I want them long gone. I am simply saying that both Klopp and FSG must leave. Because you see, when you get to the point where the manager of the team gets upset when he's being asked the real questions that he needs to answer, like why aren't you getting the kind of midfielders we need? Why are we playing this permanent dross all the time? I mean, it's not like you play it once a while. All the time, serial dross we're playing. And he has to tell you that, I mean, how could anybody who has a little bit of a conscience tell us that what happened against Brighton is an improvement on the other loss?
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did. He did. And his echo bunnies in the media have been saying it was an improvement. How is a follow-up loss 2 weeks later a better loss than the first loss? That up to the time we conceded the goal, the second goal, we were going to go to Anfield for a replay. Why? We've never lost at Anfield. Didn't Leeds beat? Where is our threshold, right? In terms of enough is enough. When is enough enough? We've sat down through a period that we needed reinforcement in the middle of the park, and Klopp is telling us that what we are seeing is not what we think we are seeing. I mean, if that is not insulting, I don't know what is. We are all watching. We've all seen that we are dead in the middle. Then you tell us, oh, I bought Gakpo because I wanted the press to start from the front so that the midfield and the defense will be relieved. I don't get it. Right? He says a lot of really stupid things. And then he tells us that, it's an improvement. Then he tells us, oh, that's how it is. What does it mean by that's how it is? You've mortgaged the whole of Liverpool on Bellingham. Like I said earlier today, it's like the guy who wants to marry somebody else's girl and goes to set up the wedding, has the Waldorf Astoria, that's all the things, but he still doesn't have the girl. Because Bellingham has not agreed he's going to come to us. He's not agreed. Anything could happen. This fucking Todd Bowley could pop up with his willy in there, and before we realize, he's going to pay more money than he should be paying, and we are screwed. And since he's shown himself to be a man who doesn't have a plan B, why are we mortgaging everything we do on this one player? Clearly, we are not going to qualify for top 4. That's 100 million euro hole, right?
Yeah.
So how are we even going to generate the funds to do the needed improvements? How are we going to do that?
Kieran.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah. What do you think of what Albert has said, and then obviously after you, I'll come to John after you. But you first. What do you think of what obviously some of the stuff that Uncle Albert is saying?
Yeah, absolutely, Albert. You're spitting facts there 100%. But the only thing I would say though is, I do believe though that Jurgen Klopp would deserve time under a new ownership. But I do get the principle of what you're saying though, because you're saying if one goes, the other has to go. It does make sense, but it does make sense because at the end of the day, if you want to look at it that way, if this club needs a total clear out, then that wouldn't be like I can see where he's coming from. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I think it's just a wee bit too soon to call for Klopp out just now. But if he was backed, if Klopp was backed, and we're in the same position next year, that's a different story.
What do you think, John?
I totally agree with Kieran. I think Jurgen Klopp has enough credit in the bank where if and when these new owners do come in, Jurgen Klopp deserves to have his chance to spend that kind of money that he's never been able to spend. He deserves to go after the players that he wants to go after without FSG telling him no, there's no funds available. Without having to worry that shit, I need to go sell this player, I need to sell that player just to get one player in. So he deserves to have at least a season with a bit of money underneath him. And yes, like if we're still in this position next season with the money, then yes, Jurgen Klopp has to go. 100%. Jurgen Klopp is not blameless in all this. But at the same point, to me, it's as if he's went into this season with one hand tied behind his back.
Yeah.
He's never had funds available.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, John. I totally understand it, and I get it. The only problem that I have is why would we drag on again next season? Why not start afresh now? Do you understand what I'm saying? Start afresh. Because, right, we have been guilty at Liverpool Football Club, and they have been guilty of showing a lot of loyalty to certain managers and everything there. You got to think of if you go far back as Gerard Houllier, we showed a lot of loyalty to him. Do you know what I mean? We only let him go when it really, really got bad. I mean, finishing like 30-odd points of the who won the title. I think it was Arsenal won the title, and we finished like 30 points off them. Do you know what I mean? And then when Rafa Benitez come in, we let it get bad again. Do you know what I mean? We showed too much loyalty and I think that, right? Sometimes I think myself, I don't know whether you guys agree with me. I come to Kieran first. Sometimes I think you know what I mean. You can't wait until at the end of the day. It's kind of like was it too late to fix it? You should really actually get in there now. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what you think about that, Kieran.
Yeah, I do see where you're coming from, but for me as well, right? If we're talking about change, I think it has to start at the very top first. It has to. Do you know what I mean? I think because in reality, right, before anything changes, that has to change first and foremost. And for me, like you have to start at the top, and then there's on the top, right? See the next in line. It isn't even Jurgen Klopp, mate. It's that Michael Edwards role, that Julian Ward role. No one talks about this. Nobody mentions this role. Don't know what you think, Albert, but when you talk about sporting director and Michael Edwards and Julian Ward and that, right, no one mentions this at all. People just want to call for Klopp or FSG. Do you know what I mean? We need to talk about that role more often also. Don't know what you think of that.
You see, I this is my thought on that. I just at this point, many of us just theorize. But if you've been watching the game as long as all of us have, most of the time, what you think is happening is probably what is happening, and it's simple. It's simply based on experience. So clearly, there's a power struggle going on at Liverpool, within the corridors of power at Liverpool. The people who are resigning are not resigning because they think they need and they've gotten to the point where they need a free bus pass, or whether they've gotten to a point where they become geriatric, or whether they've gotten to a point where they don't think that they are able to function. There's a power struggle for which reason they are resigning. I am told very, very reliably that the reason why Michael Edwards left was because of Henderson's contract. He didn't want Henderson to be given a new 4-year contract, and Klopp persisted and got that 4-year contract. If you notice, I just noticed these little things, and it may not even make sense. But then when you sit down and all the crap is hitting the fan, you're like, okay, now I know where the wind is blowing from. If you recall, when Curtis Jones got his contract, when he was being interviewed, he kept thanking the coaching staff. It's not the coach that gives you a contract. So why were you thanking the coaching staff? So there's a power struggle going on. And it seems like Klopp and his parrot lenders have edged ahead in that power struggle. So people are simply saying, if I can't do my job the way that I think I want to do it, then I'm bouncing. But Klopp is not doing the same thing. There's this narrative that FSG are not supporting him. If they're not supporting you, why did you sign a contract extension that is paying you £15 million a year? So between us, we sit here, Klopp has about £45 million a year to pick up. It's one of the reasons why he's not leaving. Right?
Right.
If he was on £5 million a year, I'm sure if he was frustrated, he would have left. But he stands to gain £45 million. So in any case, he may even be waiting to be sacked. But here's the other side of it. Jurgen Klopp, our frustration, for those of us who are saying he should leave, our frustration is not with the fact that he makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Because even Jesus Christ, when he was about to be crucified, he questioned God and asked him whether this was a mistake. Right? So, as human as we are, we make mistakes. The question is repeating the mistake and telling us that it is right. I'll give you 3 examples. We've often spoken about this much maligned 4-3-3 formation that we play, the high line. When we played Man City, did we play the high line? No.
No.
We played 4-4-2.
Yeah.
When we played Spurs, did we play the high line? No.
Nope.
We played 4-4-2. When we played Napoli at home, did we play the high line? No. We played 4-4-2. And what happened in all those 3 matches? We won.
Facts.
So it's not as if we cannot win given the ragtag bunch of guerrilla fighters we have. At the very least, we can compete. And for me, as I sit here, I think our best match this year was the one at Spurs.
Mm.
The reason is that we went ahead. We hit them on the counter. We basically sucker punched them twice. And then in the second half, we defended to the hilt.
Yeah.
Manchester City comes a close second because we smothered them as well. We smothered them in the last third of the park, hit them on the counter. So it's not as if the ragtag bunch of all these that we have cannot do the job if need be. But if you're asking people who may have rubber legs due to mileage, if you're asking them to run like speeds at entry, you are conspiring to lose. Am I making any sense at all?
No, you are making sense. I think that's what.
No, you're making facts, bro. But see what you said. See what you said about the power struggle, right? See what you said about the power struggle, Albert. Just real quick, right? You're spot on. But do we need someone? Do we need someone in there with backbone?
Let's go to the Leicester match. I have never in my years of watching football see a midfield and a centre backs being run through in the manner in which Dewsbury Hall ran through our midfield and our defense.
Facts.
If we had dropped 5 meters deeper, would he have been able to score? No. Because
No.
even if he had been able to breach the defense in the middle of the park, Alisson would have gotten to the ball.
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter is the guy is absolutely refusing to change. There's also another big elephant in the room. How about the three at the back? I mean, how about three at the back? Somebody was asking the question. I think it was earlier on today. Uncle Rod's in I think that was in Ensman's program. Someone was asking the question, "Oh, why is VVD playing better for Holland than he's playing for Liverpool?" Holland played three at the back.
Yeah.
So even if at 31, 32, he's not the VVD that we knew of 4 years ago, VVD, even before his injury, he's playing in a position in which he's cleaning up. That means he's not forced to do the kind of work that Klopp is forcing him to do as the last line of defense. So there are ways in which we can do better. There are ways in which we can compete. There are ways in which what is going on won't go on, given what we have. The other way is to do what Chelsea have done. Simply just go out there, spend money on what needs to be done, have a yard sale, a clear out sale, and augment. It can be done.
Y'all said, you know.
But when somebody tells us that FSG don't have the money, I say that's bullshit. Because nobody buys players with cash. This is not a Big Mac. Players are not Big Macs and what have you. You don't buy it with cash. In fact, it is proper business practice to depreciate the loan, the facility that you use to buy the player over time. And indeed, for those people who don't know, even the monies that we use to buy the players are insured. So in certain cases, if the player gets injured and cannot play again, we get the money back.
Right. But hear what? 1 second. I got I have to big up Ensman in the building, man.
Big up, man.
Big up your chest, you.
I was listening while I was on Jamie's one. Still, I had so many tabs open, just paying attention to see where you guys are. Big up Kieran, big up Albert, and John. Big up as always.
Big up, bro. Big up.
Big up, Ensman, man.
Yeah, big up, Ensman.
It's good, man. It's good. I'm loving it, bro. I did a long stream today, chilling now. I'm listening to you guys, listening to Jamie. Just keep going, man. We ain't signing no one, so I've kind of digested that. I'm cool now.
Listen, let me ask you a question. Yeah,
Go on.
Right? Because I was saying it in days, I was asking certain questions. I was saying, look, pointing out certain things. But here, what happened? Do we think? I'll put the question to you, and you can chop it up. Do you think we, as Liverpool fans, are getting too sentimental with Klopp? Do you think we're too sentimental?
The best way to answer that one, Rods, is Klopp wasn't here when we won all the trophies that we won at the club. Yes, he's been in and won us a few. So there is life after him. And we can't just think about Liverpool as it's Klopp. Liverpool is us as the fans. We're the ones that's always going to be supporting the club. Klopp is just going to move on and go and get another job and manage another team and want to beat Liverpool. We're always going to want the best for our club. So do we think you're sentimental? The fans are, yes, because I think when Rafa was here, we did the same thing. Then Rafa left. We got over that, didn't we? When Gerrard was here being the captain, that captain fantastic, we got over that, didn't we? When Torres was scoring all them goals for us, we got over it. Suarez was scoring all them goals, we got over it. Xabi, we can name loads of people that left and we got over it and we moved forward. Klopp at the moment is, I don't know if he's holding us back, but he's doing some crazy stuff that I don't agree with. And people are going to say it's the owner's fault. And yes, you're right in some sense, but at the same time, Klopp picks the team. He does the tactics.
Yeah.
The owners the owners are not in control of what happens on the pitch. Yeah.
Yes.
And when we're seeing things like Gakpo coming in and we're playing him through the middle, and when we got Nunes as a striker and playing him left wing, I have a right to question the manager, bro, and I have a right to wonder what's going on with him.
Of course,
Like,
of course.
And with the sentimental thing, Klopp is the one that's brought that to the fan base, because when we could have sold players, he didn't sell them. He kept loads of these men now they're in their last years of their contract when we could have sold them and bought better midfielders.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's down. I don't know whatever. We're kind of split, and I didn't want that from the fan base. I saw this coming for a while, and I mentioned it on my stream. I've mentioned it on your stream. I've mentioned it. And I said, I want to make sure the fan base go back together, because at the moment we're too divided. Too many Decepticons are in this fan base.
Well, there you go now.
Yeah, man. There's too many people trying to split us up. There's too many. We're listening to too much of the rival fans as well.
Yeah.
We are taking too much advice from the fans that want us to fail. So when we're on what I'm seeing as well is when we're in streams of other fan base, we're allowing them to talk and disrespect our players and not backing the players.
Can't have that. You know what, big man? Sorry to cut you.
Go on.
I learned that from you. Because remember I said to you at the end, I was watching that stream one time you did.
Yeah.
With them Arsenal man, then the Arsenal man was trying to cook you, and you just cooking left, right, and center, defending your team, defending the team. So I kind of said, like, you know what, in the day, right? He's right. You can't make a man come and talk too loud, too greasy to you, because you know what is in the day, big man level, right? They had a guy on one of these channels. He's got his own channels, and now he's starting to say anything that, right? That young cop was a fraud. He's calling him a fraud. How can he call a man and day that's won the Champions League? He's won the league. He's won the FA Cup, and he's won the League Cup. Yeah, right. Obviously, finished on sort of like enough points, but obviously he didn't get over the line. You know what I mean? But he gathered up enough points. You cannot call a man like that a fraud. Obviously, because he's having a 6 months in the day where he's not doing too well. Do you know what I'm saying? So there are the elements out there, and they want to talk this and that about Klopp. But I want to put to you a question, yeah. If you had a chance, because I'm just asking for, say that you had a chance, would you get rid of obviously the owners and Klopp, or would you just get rid of the owners and keep Klopp? What would you do?
First thing, I don't know if I'm getting some feedback from your mic, Kieran, because when Roz was talking, it was coming through on your one.
Me?
Yeah. It was. I think it might be your phone is too close to. Maybe.
Is it still doing it? Is it still doing it now?
Testing. No, it's gone now. Appreciate that. Would I get rid of? What are you saying? Would I rather keep the owners and then get rid of Klopp, or get rid of Klopp and keep the owners?
Or get rid of both?
Or get rid of both?
Yeah. What would you do?
So here's the issue. It's not like Klopp hasn't had money to spend. He's had money to spend. Whether or not he spent it in the right areas, that's down for debate.
Thank you so much.
Then we can look at Klopp at the moment. At the moment, for me personally, it has to be Klopp, because at the end of the day, he has the tools. It's not like we got a shit team, guys. We've actually got a really good team, but what we're not doing is utilizing the team to the best of its potential, because we know Henderson and Flacco, we're saying, they've not got legs. Okay, why don't we change the formation to suit the guys that we have in the team until we can assess the situation, which means in the summer we can go and get the midfielders that we need to get. There's no point of us understanding.
I've got 1 second. Carry on. I'm just going to go downstairs, but carry on. Carry on.
Yeah, so there's no point of us with this Klopp issue at the moment and allowing him to escape all these criticisms, because we know that Henderson and Flack don't have the legs. Why not change the formation, drop a bit deeper, so allow these them to play, so the players in front of them, so they're not doing this pressing from the front thing. We soak up the pressure and then counter-attack teams. He hasn't been doing that, man, and it's easy to see from my point of view. It's easy to see. I'm pretty sure most of the fans understand that we can change the tactics to kind of supplement these players' deficiencies, but he's not doing it. We got players like Nunes, you got players like Gakpo that he's brought in. and we're just playing these guys out of positions, bro. And I don't get why we're doing this. We've seen it with Harvey Elliott. I was calling for Harvey Elliott to come out of the midfield for ages. And everyone was like, nah, he's playing at 7 out of 10 every game, blah, blah. But I'm like, bro, if you're playing in midfield, you either need to score goals, create opportunities, or defend. And he was not doing any of them. So the point is he needed to move back into his rightful position. And then since he's been doing that, he scored goals, created goals, had assists. So for me personally, it has to be Klopp that goes, man. It has to be Klopp. At the moment, it has to be him. If I had to choose one or the other. Don't know what you guys think. So I don't know, John, Kieran, or Albert, what you guys think. But those are I would go for him at the moment.
I do get where you're coming from in a way, but I don't see how getting rid of Jurgen Klopp and keeping this ownership in place helps us in any way, shape, or form. I actually think that would probably make us worse. So because these owners don't spend, you say Jurgen Klopp was money to spend. These owners don't spend money. It's been proven. If you actually look it up, Liverpool one of the teams that spent the fewest in the league. We have the likes of Nottingham Forest and everything else above us in terms of spending money. We don't spend big money. We never have spent big money. The only time we spent big money was when Coutinho left, and we got that money in to spend. That was the only time we spent money.
But here's the thing, though, John. We okay. I get what you're saying, and I understand. In terms of spending big, we're not renowned for spending like high in terms of transfer value for players. But what we have got, the owners have given Klopp money. We cannot say that he's not been given money. The other thing is the players that we're going for at the moment. So Nunes, for instance, we spent 60-something million for him, could rise to 100 million if all things work out. That's cool. We said as a fan base in the summer, we need to sort the midfield out.
Yep.
I can name you 3 to 4 players we could have easily got for the Nunes money, but we didn't do it. So we can't say he didn't get money. He did get money. He just chose to spend it in the wrong areas.
Facts.
Come January, he's been given another 50 million because that's what we bought Gakpo for, or 35
but
to 50
you could
million.
also argue, Ainsman, that whether people like that or not, we didn't need to sign a player like a Nunes. We had money left the football club. We needed to go out and find someone who could potentially come in and not replace, because replacing Mane is probably impossible. But we needed someone to come in and try and add to his goals, because we lost a lot of goals with Mane leaving. So we needed someone to come in. But I agree with you saying, 100% we need midfielders. We did. Now, the Gakpo one is the one that frustrated me more. Because at the end of the day, Gakpo isn't a player. I'm happy we got him. Yes, I am. But he's not the player we needed. We needed a midfielder, and we wasted. Well, I won't say.
Nah. So then that's the manager that's wasted it, then, John, because he's the one that decided to go and get Gakpo. And Chris Angel said, "Can you send the link, Rods?" I think he said.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, John. Go ahead, mate.
No, I get what you're saying, but I don't know how getting rid of Jurgen Klopp and keeping this ownership in place helps the team in any way.
So,
I generally don't.
No, it's the option. Rods gave me an option. He gave me a difficult option to take, and I'm going by what's actually taking place at the moment. So what's taking place? Yes, we would like the owners to spend more money, but there's nothing to say that Klopp will spend that money, because we now know for a fact if he can't get who he wants initially, he doesn't go and buy anyone else. So you can give him all the money in the world. If he can't get the main target, he's not going to go and spend it anywhere else.
Yeah, but out of all them options that Rhodes gives you, I actually would have went with the option of getting rid of both the owners and Jurgen Klopp.
Well, we can't do that because we need someone to actually run the club. We can't leave ourselves. We're already in turmoil as it is. We can't just go and get rid of the owners and the manager as well, bro. That would just be chaos, bro.
No, exactly. But the big problem here is FSG. That
I
is the
think
whole
I
big
don't think
issue.
it is. You know, I don't think it is, John. I don't think it is. I think if we're gonna blame, I think they're both to blame. That's what I'm saying. They're both to
They are
blame.
both to blame, Rod. I've never once turned and said that Jurgen Klopp is not to
can
blame.
I
I've never ever said that.
can I ask you a simple question? When it comes to the spending part, who do we blame? We're blaming the owners, right?
Yes,
Okay. What about what's taking place on the pitch? Who are we
on the
blaming?
pitch, on the pitch, Jurgen Klopp is
Okay. So
fully at fault.
yeah. Okay. So what we've been complaining this whole season based on what's happening on the pitch.
Yes,
So Jurgen Klopp will take most of the blame then
yeah,
because
100%. But at the end of the day, Jurgen Klopp only has the people in his squad to work with. To me, it's like it's like a fighter going into a boxing match with a hand tied behind his back.
nah, but here's the issue, John. He has got enough players in the squad. What he's not doing is using his tactical prowess in terms of, okay, cool. I know my midfielders can't run and give me what they need to give me anymore at the moment. The owners are not going to give me the money to fix it now. So as a manager, what should you do? You should just go and go, do you know what? Let me play in a way that's going to benefit the squad. And then when I can adjust and fix the issues, then I can go and do that.
Right. So
He's
the players,
just being stubborn and not doing that.
yeah, but you're saying we've got the players in the squad, right? So you're talking like the players of a Naby Keita, an Oxlade Chamberlain, a Curtis Jones. I'm sorry, you're talking about players that aren't good enough for Liverpool Football Club. They're talking
No,
about
it's
players
not that they're
shouldn't
not
have
good
been
enough.
there.
It's we're not playing them in their rightful position. Not only that, if you understand your players' weakness, and I'm going by because I'm a coach myself. So if you understand your players' deficiencies, you're not going to put them in situations or formations set up to exploit those deficiencies. You're going to play them in positions where you know, right, let's set up this way because this is what I have until I can fix it. So, for instance, if I know my team doesn't have quick wingers, for instance, I'm not going to set up in a 4-3-3 because I know these men ain't going to run past no one. I'm going to sit up in a more of a defensive shape. Let's protect what we have, and then if we can hit them on a counter and get the ball up the field, then we'll do that.
Yeah.
We know we don't have legs in midfield, so why do we keep playing a 4-3-3? We understand that Flacco hasn't got the legs anymore, so why keep putting him in the 6? Why not change the formation and go, do you know what? Let me put players closer to Flacco, protect him a bit more because he still has something to offer. Instead of going, do you know what? I'm not even going to do that because everyone and your aunt knows that Flacco can't do what he needs to do. Henderson can't do what he needs to do, but yet still we keep exploiting the man and playing him in these positions, bro. So what I'm saying is Klopp just needs to play formations to suit the squad that he currently has, and he's not doing that.
Welcome, my Colombian brethren. What's going on, big man?
Say, how you doing? How y'all doing?
¿Qué
Big
hace?
up, Chris, man.
¿Qué hace, amigo? ¿Qué hace?
Nah, I'm just disappointed, man. It's hard when you have love for something, man, and it's not going the way you want it to go.
Mm.
And that's Liverpool, man, right now. You know, I think all of us is just disappointed with the direction it's going. You know, and I kind of agree with brother right here speaking about the fact of clearly there's been an issue in midfield. There were signs of it last season, to be honest, towards the ending of the season, midfield wise. And we love and that's the thing too. And big up Zabiri and stuff because I think being part of Kopish and I was so blinded by the love I had for Jurgen Klopp, the love I had for so many things and the success that you don't see the bad side of it, right? You never do. You want to think God. You want to think Klopp as this deity and stuff. You know what I mean? But when you really sit back and analyze the situation, especially this season, you see flaws in his tactics. You see flaws in the decision making and what he does. And like my brother, he was talking about the 4-3-3 formation. It's not working anymore. It isn't.
No.
It's not working. But he persists on it. This high line has been going on for how long, guys? 2 years, I think. When
VAR came in.
Yeah. So this high which worked because VAR kind of helped us with this offside stuff. Not really help when it's offside, but it was nice to implement that at the time.
Mm.
But when you have Van Dijk coming back from an ACL, when he's lost the pace of speed, when you have, I actually saw this article earlier where for the past 6 months, 17 hamstring injuries for the past 6 months. And we'll sit here and blame FSG for that. We'll sit there and blame John Henry's wife for that shit, some bullshit like that. You know what I mean? and that's what gets me upset because yes, FSG has to be out. They have to leave, right?
You know,
We need a change, but to blame everything on them is ridiculous to me.
Klopp is blameless at the moment, Chris. Man, it's crazy.
That's what gets me upset because like we all human beings, right? We all have opinions. But if you don't agree with something, there's no point in getting upset. Sit there and explain it to me so I can understand it. And that's the issue. And that's the issue that's going on right now with the fan bases is we get so defensive. Hit me with some facts. Hit me with some statistics. Hit me with some numbers so I can freaking open my eyes. It took me so long to sit here and question Klopp. But it's for people like Zabiri and people in Kopish that made me like, yo, these guys are actually speaking some facts. You know what I mean? I'm not. I was never good at football growing up. I played, but I was never. You know what I mean? Tactically, I'm not the best at it. You know what I mean? But if someone sits there and explains to me what's wrong and right, what the hell am I to freaking argue back about some shit like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when it comes to the medical field, that's my field. You know what I mean? And you can go back to Cop. I had an interview for LA Galaxy to be part of the physio team. There's no way LA Galaxy runs things better than FSG than Liverpool does. They don't do double, triple sessions throughout the season. That's a preseason thing. But there's rumors going around that that's what we do. I think Albert last week was talking about the fact that our the way to get better, our transfer policy is training harder. How does that make sense?
Can't train harder, bro. Don't make sense.
It's in the book, man. It's in the book, Chris. If you read that book, you'll be horrified.
I'm not wasting money on that, man. I'm already thinking about not buying no more jerseys and stuff. I'm not gonna waste money on no book. You want me to give money to the man that we want out?
No, bro, can't do that.
Except some it are free on Amazon.
Listen, Chris, all the fan base are saying that they want these man out. Yeah, this is the problem. I can't trust most of the fan base.
No, but then but let's
they're
talk
asking
about,
for man out, bro, and every man's going to buy kits.
No, but let's talk about this, right? Because for the past couple of weeks, right? All I've been hearing is FSG out and Pep Lindis out. Right? Okay, rightly so, right? Rightly so. But who is enabling Pep Lindis to do all these freaking decisions? It's Klopp. Klopp is okay with it. Klopp is okay with the tactics. Klopp is okay with the training methods. Klopp is okay with all this stuff. He wouldn't have signed a new deal. I think it was Albert last week talking about in Kopish. He signed a new deal. He knew what he was getting into.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong. And I know people would like to say, oh, well, he can't really speak out about the players in press conferences. No one's asking him to do that. But you can say you need help.
Yeah.
There's ways of talking. There's ways of communicating. And for someone that's been in the business for so long, doesn't know how to talk in front of camera, and the moment you question him, he disrespects that poor freaking reporter. What was his name and stuff? The poor guy that got shredded for asking a question about the transfer things or whatever. If that was my son, I would smack him in his mouth for the way he talked. Like if he was to talk back at me type thing. You know what I mean?
The other issue though, Chris, is
Ed, on a 1 minute.
Go on. I just want
to big up Zabiri in the house, brother. Zabiri, we have to know.
Big up Uncle Rods, man. Hey, thanks for opening up this space, man. Really appreciate you. Man like Kieran, I see you in the wings. Hope everything is good. John, can't see you no more, bro. You ain't liking what's going on? You don't want to talk to me? Get the real stuff? Uncle Albert, hey, keep slapping these guys, Uncle. I've been slapping them for 2 years, man. My arms are getting tired. Big up,
Big
Chris.
up,
I'm glad you're
big up,
starting to see
Zubin.
what's going on. I've been trying to, bring you guys over into an open space of the truth, bro. Ensman, I've converted you a couple months ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're spreading the message.
Didn't take a lot of work, to be fair, bro. I was already there, bro. He's like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, man, I'm there, bro. I didn't know I was the only one. I thought I was the only one. So now I know
Yeah,
there's other
but
people there. I was happy.
but hey, Uncle Rods, let me just jump in with my little 2 cents for a quick second. I know a lot. I know we've been under the notion of the sell to buy, and I've heard a lot of different point of views on it, but I just want to leave you guys with this one point of view because I've been saying it, but I've never connected it with the sell to buy in this manner. We always look at sell to buy only as far as getting funds in to buy new players. We need to look at it from an angle of the reason why we're selling to buy players is we're making slots available for incoming players. It's not necessarily down to, if we don't sell, we won't have the money to buy. If we don't sell, the package we're giving the incoming player, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good when we're buying a midfielder, but we have 10 midfielder at the club. The incoming guy is looking at that and going, so am I a starter or am I fighting for a starting position? It's not a good sell, but if you get rid of a midfielder, you can go to anybody and be like, yo, you're getting that guy slot. Look how much game that guy played, and we've got rid of him. So now you're going to get those games. It's easier to sell the new player. So when you sell a player, it's easier to go and buy a new player versus buying the player. Now you're trying to force out the other guy. So it's a different way of looking at it because no one is really talking about that. It's not sell to buy because we need the money. It's sell to buy because we need the slot. No midfielder is going to a club that has 12 midfielder all in rotation for the same position. You wouldn't do it. You go to the other team. So look at Anthony going to United as a prime example. It's hard for us to tell him to come here when he's going to be sitting behind Salah. And it's easy for him to go to United because they're like, yo, no one is holding down the right wing. You can get that. That's yours all day. We would have never told him that. So when he looks at both clubs, even for giving him the same money, he's going to go to United because he's guaranteed to play over there. We're coming over here. He knows for a fact he'll be sitting behind Salah. So we'd have to get rid of Salah before we can get the actual right winger we need in. No one is coming to play second fiddle to Hendo or Fab. No one is coming over here to do that. So that's why you don't see a lot of players coming in because in reality, not a lot of players was leaving. So buying players become a lot difficult when that is the scenario. It's not about selling them because we need the money. It's selling them because we need the slot. And we've never been making a lot of slots open. Right now we have 12 midfielders and all the fans are saying we need at least 2. So who's coming here to make 14 midfielders when we only play 3?
I do believe though. In my opinion, I think a League 2 midfielder would start for us right now. So I don't think they're too worried about Fabinho and Henderson. To be fair.
Yeah, but
no, I understand. I agree with what you're saying, but it doesn't look good when you're trying to sell 2 new midfielders to come in when we already have 12.
No, that's true. That is true.
It's a hard sell, but if you cut that down to 8 or 6, you can be like, yo, come in. You're the top 2. And it's an easier sell to get these guys to come here. And that's why a lot of guys ain't choosing to come here. Because we're overloaded in these positions and they have to come to fight for a spot. Jota didn't come here as a starter. He came here to fight for his spot. Credit to him.
But in your opinion, though, right? If we sign a midfielder, any midfielder at all of decent quality, do you think they're worried about the competition around them?
If they back themselves, no. But it's a gamble because they can come here and then all of a sudden Bobby's turning up the heat. Bobby wasn't turning up the heat till we got Darwin. Before Bobby got injured, man, his output went up drastically.
But the thing is, though, they know these guys are going to drop like flies in about 2 weeks anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
True, because even Robbo came in, Moreno game went up, bro. Moreno was on smoke, keeping Robbo out the team till he got injured. Robbo came in, and then Moreno just couldn't displace him.
Well, look at Robbo since Tsimikas came in. I would say Robbo's game went up also.
Oh, 100%, but I don't think Tsimikas is of the level to displace Robbo.
No, he's not. But the level doesn't drop too significantly though when he comes in, I would say.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. To be fair, but we need to sell the players to open up these slots for new players to come in. It's not even about
We
the money.
definitely need a big
when they
clear
say,
out.
oh yeah, we need a few, and I think the main reason we got to this point is the outgoing wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but that's all I
But
wanted
that's
to
what
share with you, Rods
that's what I was saying.
and panel. Go
Sabir,
ahead.
before you go, right? I was saying this to Albert earlier on. This is where I believe, right? Because we all talk about the owners and the club and that, right? But no one ever talks about the Michael Edwards role, right? Do you not need someone in there, right? That's not going to take no for an answer. That's actually going to make decisions for himself, because that is part of getting rid of players as well.
It is, but I think I agree with that first and foremost. But what I think happened and currently is happening is we were getting deals because Edwards was doing overtime and he was getting deals for players that's not even on the market. Players were not even interested in selling. Players that's not even interested in leaving. I remember we was getting like 15, 18 mil for Ox, 25 for Origi. And, Klopp came out and was like, yo, we heard you guys got a deal. No one went out and sold that deal. It was just Edwards working, getting these deals in because, players need to move on, things like that. And Klopp's statement was, we don't really want to force people out. So I think it would have been a tough environment between the manager and whoever that guy is, because then the manager would be feeling like disrespected, like, yo, I've should have earned the right to pick who I want to come in. And I as well as most fans was agreeing that, yo, Klopp deserved to have his stamp on who comes and who goes. But the issue was a lot of people wasn't going. So even when we got Minamino, it definitely wasn't a Klopp signing. But when he's preventing people from leaving, it then creates an issue. He should respect the fact that if we get 3 to 4 good years out of a player on a 5-year contract, that's good. If we sign a guy on a 3-year deal and we've gotten a year and a half out of him, it's okay to let him go before it hits 1 year. So Klopp, I think, needs to just adjust that part of his game where if I sign a player for 4 years and he's giving me 2 good years, you should be okay with that. You shouldn't run that contract all the way down. So I think the exit strategy for players is not of a top level. When you're bringing these players in, you have to, analyze it. You can't retire 26 players at this club. So when you have a 20-man or a 26-man squad, you have to know, okay, he's signing a 5-year deal. We'll get a good 3 years out of him, and, we'll let him go around the 2-year mark. Really and truly, you don't even have to be renewing deals. It doesn't matter how good they perform. They're performing on the current contract. So to let Mohamed Salah contract go all the way down, and you're giving him a 350. Now he's not performing at a 350 level. You can't call that back pay. He was on a contract and he performed well. There's nothing else you can do about that. So to come and reward him with a new contract, if he doesn't keep the level up, that contract looks stupid. And actually, that's the case right now. It's the same for Aubameyang at Arsenal. So when a player comes in, what they should be doing is sign him up, 3-year deal, 4-year deal, try to get the best out of him before the deal ends. Or if you're saying, you know what, we want to run this player all the way down, he can leave on a free because of what he's contributed, he's at least earned that. So when he go elsewhere, he can make the money off the team signing him, not us. Because if a player comes in and give you 5 solid years on his 5-year deal, instead of you signing him up all that big money and then taking out of all the money he's earned you to give it back to him, you're losing as a club. Now, let him go on a free, and his reward is him going on a free. So all the money will go to him now. So that's how players should be rewarded. They shouldn't be rewarded by new deals. No, you can go on a free. You've earned that. That's how I look at it.
Zuberi, in furtherance to what you were saying, right? I'm sure you guys remember that Salah's agent began making all kinds of noises. Basically, they just kind of put a ransom note on top of the team's head, and it got to the time when it became unbearable, and so they had to renegotiate Salah's thing. Now Salah earns 30,000 plus more than the nearest person, who happens to be Van Dijk. And I bet you the other players are not happy. Footballers are footballers because they know that their longevity is short. They are always going to want to look at the bottom line. That is what caused the unrest with money, and whether people want to admit it or not, money was upset that Salah was getting 200,000 plus pounds more than he was when he felt he was carrying the team.
Albert,
That's why he left.
Albert,
Yeah.
one second, because the ends got to run still. You know what I mean?
Gotta
Ends,
sort the kids out.
Hear what you do. Big up your channel, big man, because respect for coming on. Well,
Look, appreciate everyone as always, man. Rods, thank you for extending the arm and let me jump on your channel. It's Endsman TV, man. So if you guys are free and you haven't subscribed already, please go and do so. Do some great stuff over there. Nothing planned for tomorrow, but I'm sure there's something I've got planned for the day after. But Rods, Chris, Zabiri as always, man. Glasgow Red. I haven't spoke to John in a minute. Kieran, same for you, man, and Albert. Big up to all you, man, though. Still.
Big up,
bro. Hey, I'm gonna give you after I finish my show. I'm gonna give you a shout still.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna sort these kids out, man. Chris, great chatting to you, man. I see you over there at Coppish. It's good to we need to link up some more because I'm sure we got a lot to talk about still. I'm glad you're finally, accepting certain things still.
It took long enough.
Listen. It's about what you do from this point on, mate. So you know what I mean. So
done nothing, bro, brother. Respect, man, respect. Yeah. Okay. What is we're gonna be finishing up in very soon. I just want to say to Chris, Chris, my number's in a private chat, put it in your WhatsApp and give me a shout. Give me a shout in effect, because there's a show I want to discuss with you still, you know what I mean? So I want to discuss a show with you still, because I find some of your insights and everything that amazing still. So I want to discuss a show with you. But my number's in there. But we need to put my number in. You got to put +44. It's +44. +44, then 79, so on. Yeah. Okay. So put it in there and give me a shout, and we'll work out something. Work out a show, man. Work out a show if it's tomorrow or whatever. But we'll work out a show. Give me a shout, big man. Make sure you do still. What I'm gonna do today is just obviously go around this sort of like go around the panel, and I'll start with Kieran first, and ask today, what do you see the plans are for Liverpool? Put it this way. Let me put it this way. Where does Liverpool's future lie? Where does Liverpool's future lie? I'll go to Kieran first.
Well, judging by it at the moment, it's not very bright. But hopefully, if we get new owners in and we replace, as I said before, I'll say it again, if we replace that Michael Edwards, Julian Ward role, has to happen. Has to happen. Like, it needs more, another thing as well, Rhodes, it needs more attention as well. Because no one talks about it. And I don't understand why, do you know what I mean? But that's part of the reason why we're in the mess also. And then the whole stuff that goes along with it, will the jury will be out for Jurgen Klopp then. So will. But if we fix up and we get the right signings in the summer, then I see no reason why we can't be at least competing again in the near future.
Right. What Uncle Albert? Him gone? Uncle Albert, you still there? No, he's not there, you know. John, you still there, bro?
Yes, but yes.
Yeah. Your comment. Where do you what do you see the future of Liverpool?
The future of Liverpool at this moment in time looks very uncertain. We don't know what's going on with the ownership. The ownership for me, they need to come out and make it very clear what is going on and what they intend to do with this club. They owe it to us at least. The club is very uncertain, and they need the club come out and clear that up. Now, if we do get new ownership, then I believe the Liverpool Football Club will be very, very successful going forward. But we need the new owners to come in. FSG, for me, they no longer have the funds to be able to compete in this league. And if you can't compete in the league, then unfortunately, you're going to get left behind.
Facts. Okay, Chris, let me get your last input, my friend.
Honestly, I do not know what the future brings. To be honest, I'm not. I guess because I'm American, man. I don't really, I mean, I don't have the answers or the insight or the footballing mind to understand what's going to happen next. I don't know the numbers. I'm not an accountant. I don't know. What I am worried about next season is Chelsea. Those brothers are spending money, man, and their team is new. Next year looks good for Chelsea. And Potter, he's a good manager, man. He might need time. So that's another thing we have to worry about, unfortunately. What I am concerned about is this sports science team. I'm very passionate about that field. If we don't fix that up, it doesn't matter who we bring in. Like the players are gonna break down. Like I said earlier, 17 hamstring injuries in 6 months. 70% of our injuries come from training. That to me is more concerning to me. You know what I mean? Playing players in the red zone, stuff like that is ridiculous, especially when Klopp has a medical degree.
Yeah.
That's the most concerning to me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good on that side. But to answer LVFC TV's question in regards to Luis Diaz, I spoke on it like the last show I came on. I came on. It all depends. Like if I had his scans, I can tell you. I just don't know. Like I just don't know.
I'll tell you what, Chris. Yeah, I actually want to do a show with you on that. Not just obviously Luis Diaz, but your insight on obviously on the medical side of things.
We can do that.
Players. Yeah, I want to do a show with that tomorrow. I might actually say do it tomorrow evening or something like that. But I will call you and we'll sort it out. So
all right, cool.
We'll go through the whole lot of it still, because when I heard you on Coppish that time, I was like, yo, this guy, man, his insight is good. His insight is good. You know what I mean? So we're touching that. We'll do a show. We'll actually do a show still, and we get that done still. You know what I mean? Okay, listen, guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me tonight, man. I didn't expect obviously Chris to be in here, but I'm glad, I'm happy that he's coming here, because as I said, he's got some good insight in sports science and stuff, and he's a good vibe. You know what I mean? Thanks to the Berry for coming in. Thank you to Uncle Albert. Uncle Albert, you're a legend, You're a legend, Uncle Albert.
Thank you, man. Let me just quickly say that
go on.
Your problem with your program with Chris on the injuries is going to be like a 10-hour program, because you're going to have 20 injuries to deal with. Right? So Chris, get all your school books out, man. You're going to need them.
I'm gonna bring my skeleton model.
Yeah, and bring some of your college professors, man. Listen, the other thing is that, you see, seeing that this guy is completely refusing to budge, we have to expect more shocks. If you even read his friendly media, they are all trying to prepare us for bad results. So the bad results are going to come, and we're just going to have to be ready for it.
Yeah, facts. Okay, guys, I don't know. My battery on my tablet is actually going out. I'm on 11%. I don't need to cut out when you talk still. But listen, thank you for coming in. Just got to let everybody let me in the chat know. If you're watching this on a replay, please like and hit the sub button if you haven't hit the sub button. Okay. Also, as well, if you have hit the sub button, comment, share, and hit the notification button, and you'll be notified whenever I go live with good shows like this. Okay. Hit the notification button, and you'll be notified. Well, I'll get feedback. There you go. I'd like to big up Ash, LV, FC TV. Get well soon. Our brother Baz is in the hospital at the moment. He's not very well, so I'd like to big him up. Get well soon.
Up, mate. Big up, much love.
Yeah, much love, man. Much love. Big up Buzz. Big up Buzz. He's also in the group as well. Big up Buzz. Egyptian King. Big up every time. Big up Chudon. And everybody in the chat. Everybody. I'm sorry I didn't get to read out all your sort of like all your message, all your comments, but we had a lot to get through tonight, so I didn't get to read out all of them. Still, Kieran, you know, it's much love for you still. Much love for you still.
Oh, thanks for having me on, buddy. I appreciate it.
And listen, any fucking time, anytime you're welcome, my friend. Even that cheating bastard Johnny's welcome as well.
You fucking cheating bastard, G.
Yeah.
Hey, John, read out some of the comments for me.
You fucking prick. I can't. The comments aren't coming up from. I'm not on.
I missed doing that, you know.
No, I'm not.
No, I love John. I love John.
I'm using my phone.
I love John. John, how's your missus feeling? How's she feeling now? She's still in the hospital.
Yeah, she's still in the hospital. Mitchell, she's on been put on more antibiotics and stuff like that there. So
right. When's she coming out? Do you know?
We don't know yet, mate. Don't know.
Well, you holding it together, bro? You holding it together?
Yeah, mate. Of course you have to, mate.
Yeah.
I know
it must be hard to. Yeah, but it must be hard still, John. It must be hard still. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Blessings to you, man. Blessings to you, and as always, you know what I mean? Whenever you go down to hospital to see your missus, you make sure you give them my best and a speedy recovery.
100%, mate. 100%.
You make sure you do that still. And hey, listen, I'm gonna end the stream now. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream now, and we could just talk backstage for a bit if you want. Okay, right, guys, if you're gonna watch this on a replay, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Yeah, like and subscribe. Also, if you haven't subscribed, comment and share. Hit the notification button, and you'll be notified whenever I go live. Okay, it's been a wonderful show. I'm gonna try and organize a show tomorrow with Chris, and we're going to talk about injuries, the injury process, and so forth. I'm going to try and organize it tomorrow. So if you guys want to jump in, you're more than welcome still. You know what I mean? Right. Oh, listen, mate. It's a pleasure. This reminds me of the old times. Remember we used to chop it up till early hours of the morning? Do you remember that?
You know yourself, brother. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to do this. And guys, bless up. See you later.
Peace.
Peace.